Hi everybody, and welcome back to Kevin's Upfront Opinion. Now, I wasn't expecting to do this video this evening, but I was talking to my wife before I was due to go to bed and everything. And I told her, whilst I was trying to get a bit of rest because I've been lacking a bit of sleep lately, scrolling through Facebook, saw this quotation. And I shared it on my own personal Facebook. If you go on my own personal Facebook, you'll see it. Okay, and this was the quote. Real men don't love the most beautiful girl in the world. They love the girl who can make their world the most beautiful. Now, I said to her, what does that mean to you? What are they actually trying to say? Because to me, the person that says that, they're talking about their child, primarily a daughter. That's what that says to me. Okay. And she turned around to me, and because of women can never answer a straightforward question, why they can't, it irritates the hell out of me. And people wonder why I end up losing my mind. And she says, what's a real man? I thought, you bitch. Why do you have to go and say that? Why can't you just answer a straightforward question? So, bring on ChatGPT. So it says here, what makes a real man is a concept shaped by culture, personal values, and evolving social norms. As its core, being a real man isn't about meeting outdated stereotypes. Yeah, all right. It's about character and integrity. Here are some widely respected qualities, because it depends from person to person what you actually classify as a real man. Now, for me, being a real man, and this is what my personal view, and I'll go through what it actually says here. Okay. It's protecting your children, protecting your partner, doing the best by them, standing up for what's right, not lying, because that's something really irritates me, being punctual. Those are the things that make somebody. And on here it says responsibility. He takes ownership of his actions. Now that's something that I've said on quite a few occasions to people. Commitments, and takes responsibilities for his mistakes. Now that's something I'm having to learn a lot about the hard way at the moment. Okay, personally myself, but primarily it's about mistakes from my past, awful mistakes that I've made that I can never take back, and that's personally for me. Respectfulness. He treats others with dignity, regardless of status, gender, or background, which is a hard one in today's society, because there's a lot of people that aren't respectful for different genders and people's backgrounds and everything nowadays. You know, there's very few people. I personally remember I used to know somebody who had a sex change. And I openly admit, and I know it's awful to admit, he was born a man, had a sex change to a woman, and I still always refer to him as a male because I couldn't get my head around. Now, this is going back a long time. It's not like nowadays how common it is nowadays. You're talking about 10 to 15 years ago, probably about 15 years ago. And looking back on it, I feel absolutely awful. And obviously the guy's sadly passed away and everything now. You know, so you can't take it back. Then we come on to emotional maturity. What man is ever mature? Men don't grow up. They simply do not grow up. Okay, and it goes on to say he can express and manage his emotions without repression or aggression. The reality is men don't talk. That's why the biggest cut of people that suffer with mental health are men. I should know this. because I've recently been diagnosed with depression. I've suffered with anxiety for over a decade. And I know lots and lots of other people. So the reality is, men are not mature people. So I think we can scrub that one straight off. ChatGPT, you're full of shit when it comes to that. Strength and humility. Now that can mean a lot of things. So he stands firm in his beliefs and listens and grows from feedback. Now I'm a personal believer that you should listen to other people, because sometimes you can actually learn a lot. And it's a bit like Jackie Chan said in the film Rush Hour, when he wasn't talking and Chris Tucker thought that he didn't understand a word of English, when he goes on basically to say, I like to listen to basically find out how full of shit people really are. It's the same thing at the end of the day. If you listen, you actually find out a lot more than if you just keep on with this. That's why, I've worked in the sales industry for 20 years. And the first thing I ever got taught was the power of silence. Because most people think if you need to be good in the sales industry, you need to have the gift of the gab. No, you don't. You need to know when to shut your gob and let other people talk, because they'll talk themselves into getting sold to, and you make a nice crust. And that is very, very true. Next is courage. Now, there's different forms of courage. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean get both these out and get into a fight. Sometimes it can be facing up to challenges and fears and being able to resolve those fears, which can be difficult for people. Then you can have compassion and integrity. Everybody needs to have integrity and being able to stand up for something. Because at the end of the day, most men are proud people. And if you ain't got any pride and you don't stand up for anything, nobody's ever going to respect you. Whether you're the most powerful person in this country, like the Prime Minister, or even the King. Well, King's not the most powerful person. Whether you're a boss of a company or the head of your household, you need pride and you need integrity, because otherwise people won't follow you and people won't have belief in you. So what I'm going to say for now is, let me know, what else do you think actually makes a real man? Because it's a hard question to actually answer. Because when my wife said it to me, I thought, shit, how do I actually answer that? Because what is a real man, to be honest? A lot of it boils down to, in my view, is what you stand for and what you can do when it comes to your family at the end of the day. And if you can deal with those underlying issues, and me personally, I've managed them badly over the years, especially when it comes to my own family and my own children. I've managed them really badly. Maybe one day I'll be able to resolve some of them issues. Don't know if I will be able to anytime soon, but I hope in some way that I will be able to. So let us know what you personally think. Let us know what you think a real man actually is. But for now, thanks for watching, and we'll speak to you again soon.